MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are MidAmerica Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and MidAmerica and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Watched by viewers and members like you.
From the big leagues to a league of his own, we'll meet Grove's newest champion. You know you're doing something good for the community when you put this beautiful furniture on your patio. And lifestyles of the rich and grand. Coming up next on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
After years in the big leagues playing for the Boston Red Sox, Pat Dodson knows a thing or two about being a champion. And he feels some of the greatest champions are our teachers. As a new superintendent of Grove Public Schools, Dodson has plans to encourage his students and staff to be champions in their own right. And after learning more about the 6'4" first baseman, we think his plans for the school district are a home run.
Well, I was a former professional baseball player, and I lived in Los Angeles in the off season. That's where I grew up. And my wife of 32 years now, she was a flight attendant with American Airlines. She actually was going to school to become a teacher and entered an ad with American Airlines. Next thing you know, she was in Dallas in training. Training was over, she got assigned to Los Angeles. So I met her there, and then we started dating, and I was still playing baseball. She ended up, when I was with the Boston Red Sox, we ended up moving her to Boston. That was her home base there, and when we started having kids, and it was getting toward the end of my career, we were trying to decide where we wanted to raise our kids. And of course, no better place than Grand Lake. I have 3 kids. They've all grown up here, loved Grove. All graduated from college now, so they're off with their own families. But it was really not a hard choice. We live on the East Coast, and I'm from the West Coast, and I just wanted to have an atmosphere where it's really conducive to just raising your children. You can't find a better place than Grove. To me, it's a staycation. I love the lake, so even today, I'm working right now. When we're done work here, I'm gonna go put the boat in the water, and it doesn't get dark till 9 o'clock, so I'll have a few hours that I can just go out and hang out in the cove or go to eat in a restaurant on the lake, and we enjoy doing that. So my daughter even asks me all the time, why don't you guys take a trip somewhere? I go, well, we're where people are paying money to come, so we have this every day. I probably never laid my head down at night and said, boy, I just wish I could be the superintendent. But when I got out of playing baseball, I still wanted to be involved with the game and I wanted to be around kids. So I got injured, and while I was on the disabled list, I enrolled at Northeastern in Tahlequah. I had had 3 years at UCLA, so I only had about a year and a half to finish up to get my teaching degree. So as soon as I was certified to teach, I got the job here as a head coach in baseball. I'd already worked with some of the kids. The guys are going to be on my team in Summer League. We had won an OK Kids State Championship, and those same kids moved through. And I think junior year we had taken them to the state tournament, and then their senior year they got the first state championship ever for Grove men's sports here. And there's only been a couple. I think wrestling has one, and the boys, it's still, we were 38-3. It's probably the best team that's come through Grove. We're nationally ranked, and I think 9 of those 12 seniors got scholarships that year. So it was a great experience. And of course, took other teams to the state tournament and didn't win state championships. And then I ended up coaching softball, came in as assistant and helped. And the first year I was a head coach, we took the team to the state tournament, won the state championship there. So I'm the only one that has 2 state championships as far as one in boys and 1 girls. So hopefully we can win some more. Well, I taught and coached for 10 years, and I always want to look to improve my knowledge base. And I went back to school to get my master's. And of course, when you get your master's, I took the test to become a principal. I've always felt comfortable in leadership positions. So as a coach, I was in leadership. Even as a player, I felt like I was a team leader vocally. So seeing myself in those leadership positions, well, in school, an administrator fits right into that. I enjoy just building relationships with the kids, trying to find ways to help them succeed. And little by little, I've been 15 years as an administrator here. And then a few years back, I took the superintendent's test and passed, and just kind of waiting for my opportunity to come here in Grove, and here it is. Well, I tell you, as the middle school principal, I can speak for the middle school. The last few years, we've had the highest test scores in probably from Tulsa to down to Muskogee in the northeastern part of the state as far as the middle school. Well, our school is an outstanding school district. We have buy-in and ownership from the community. They support us in all that we do. They want us to succeed. So that really helps as far as us putting together the big picture of Grove. When hospital has doctors that they're have an interest in hiring, they bring them through our schools to make sure that we have a quality education system for their kids. Because the school and the community, they go hand in hand. You can't have a good community without having a good school, and vice versa.
Pat still receives fan mail on a weekly basis and gives his time, talent, and resources to make Grove a better place. Up next, take note as we check in and learn more about custom furniture made right on Grand. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake. This is Living Grand on Grand Lake. This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are MidAmerica Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and MidAmerica and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Hello, our safety tip for today, we're going to talk about the float plan. Another way to make sure that we have a safe day on the water. A float plan is simply writing down or telling a family member or a friend exactly what our plans are for today. We can tell them what time we leave, what time we're going to return, who we're with, where we're going to go throughout the day. That way, if we have any trouble, somebody knows where we're at and what our plans are. If we don't have any communication, they can send out somebody to look for us and make sure we make it home safe. To add to that, make sure you have communication. Make sure you take cell phones, make sure you have possibly a marine radio. If you need assistance, you can call for it. So a float plan is just simply telling people and family members exactly what your plans are for today. So if you do have any trouble, you can make sure that you've got help on the way.
And now, time for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. The 20th annual cruise night is on the calendar and all set for August 11th in Jay, Oklahoma. Registration will be held at the Grand Savings Bank NJ, with parking at the Sam Hyder Health Center, time for entertainment, giveaways, and a poker run, awards, and much more. Every weekend throughout the summer, the Bernice Nature Center provides activities for the whole family, with a focus on the learning experience for children. Each weekend will include a different topic. Hikes and crafts will also be part of the program. Visitors are going to see insects, butterflies, birds, and reptiles. Each session is held on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. For more information, call 918-257-8330. Picture and Scripture Amphitheater has been a Grand Lake tradition for more than 29 years. And now, through August 4th, come witness the original biblical production, Damascus Road, where Saul becomes Paul, the greatest apostle of all times. The show runs every Friday and Saturday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The show features a cast of 60 actors, exotic live animals, including Simon the Camel, state-of-the-art surround sound, pyrotechnics, and stunning special effects. For tickets, call 918-435-8207. Well, that's it for now from the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Welcome back to MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
Soon after retiring, Ken and Myra Noteboom set out to take their interest in woodworking and turn it into something really special. Notable Workshop produces gorgeous furniture that you'll see all around Grand Lake and beyond. Their attention to detail and meticulous processes ensure every piece of furniture is of exceptional quality. You might ask where they find such dedicated and skilled employees to help in this endeavor. Well, that's the best part. The Notebooms are a work training organization with a goal to assist others as they work their way out of poverty, as well as people who are subjects of the countywide community sentencing court. This special business is changing lives one patio set at a time.
Our church had a vision meeting talking about different things that we need to do as a church, missions, whatever, with our facilities, etc. And there was an attorney there, and she got up and she said, you know, it's real hard for felons to get a job, to get a second chance. A lot of employers won't hire felons, some people that have been in prison. And we went home and I got to thinking, and Myra and I talked about it, my wife Myra.
That was part of the initial decision, and it took me out of my comfort zone. I had never dealt with anybody who'd been in prison, and I'd never dealt with people with records that I knew about, you know. So it was a challenge that way. But as you get to know people, it's like anything else, you know, person with a disability, you might feel nervous about talking to them, not knowing what to say, but once you get to know that person, it becomes very easy. And it's the same way with a person who's made a mistake and ended up in prison, and they're like anybody else. They have their ups and downs, and you find out that they're people also.
And we knew about this company that helped set up a business to do outdoor furniture made out of cedar. And they're in Dallas, so we went down and visited with them, and we felt this might be a good match. We could start a business like that and then give people a second chance, have them work for us. The people that own this company that makes Adirondack furniture. And so we got together with them, and in June of 2018, we went ahead and invested. And we're investing in this company that makes, actually, it's Amish furniture that's made in Ohio, and they sent it to us in kits and we put it together. So we have both the poly furniture, the Amish, and also, I guess you could say the Dutch, since we're Dutch, or at least I am. And so we kind of mixed them together. And that way, when somebody comes in to our showroom, which we're really fortunate, we're right on the highway here in Grove, and so a lot of people stop in. And if people walk in, and then they can kind of decide, do they like the warmth of the wood, or would they like the low maintenance of the plastic? And the plastic is actually recycled milk cartons, and so it's really a green company. And then our cedar comes from managed forests on the West Coast, and so that's really helps the environment too.
Well, I designed the vendor station, and the vendor station was something that when we went to set up in Tulsa, our kids said, wait a minute, you're going to have to be more careful with your electronics and your money and your valuables and that. You can't just lay your phone down, and they started getting those lectures. And so I tried to think of a way that we could keep our things handy because I use my iPad to show people things and without taking a chance of having them being lifted. So I designed this vendor's table that you can easily lift the lid and slip something under and set it back down, and that at night we can lift the top of it off, put it in our car, and fold up the bottom and just leave it there for the night. And so it makes it so that we can keep all of our things safe. Well, I just think it's a challenge to come in and mess with the wood and be able to come up with ideas and work with our employee and create something together.
Well, we really appreciate being able to help, like our first employee who has worked with us for a year now. Now he'll be moving on, and then we'll bring somebody else in. And it's a typical employer-employee relationship, and yet it's more than that, because we're trying to help him, he's trying to help us, and it's almost like family. And I know you always say that, but it really is.
You can visit their showroom on Highway 59 just north of Grove, or visit their website at note-able-workshop.com. Be sure to tell Ken and Myra you saw them on our show, and if you really want to laugh, ask them how many times I've had to repair my cedar dining set after it took a little spill off the patio. More than a few times. Well, if you missed an episode of our show, it's not too late. Just visit our website at rsu.tv and find Living Grand under the Programs tab. You can catch episodes from every season and even share those episodes on Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
After finishing high school, I immediately got married and started my family. Without a college degree, I found that pretty quickly my options were limited. When I started looking around for a college program for working adults, I quickly found that Rogers State was a great fit. They worked with me to get financial aid, offered classes that fit my busy schedule, and gave me personalized attention that I couldn't get at a larger school. Rogers State definitely started me on my professional career.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
Grand Grand Lake offers a diverse range of housing, from a cute little cabin nestled in the woods to $1 million estates. There's a home for every budget. Whether you're interested in a weekend retreat or you want to live the dream full-time, Grand Lake boasts an impressive number of professional real estate agents, including Peggy Kiefer. We ran into her recently while shooting another episode and asked for a tour of a few amazing houses to give our viewers a sneak peek at some of the real estate Grand Lake has to offer.
Yes, most $1 million homes are in Grand Lake. As a matter of fact, from our summer market report, it shows 79% of all $1 million homes are at Grand Lake. For probably a majority of them, it's our second home. And second homes tend to be bought for with discretionary income. And also more than 50% of these homes are paid for in cash. So these people have the funds to purchase them.
My husband's the builder. I am the owner, decorator, broker. I wear a lot of hats. The house is 5780 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms, ensuite baths, 6 bathrooms total, 2.5 baths on each floor. Really, the downstairs is where there are 2 guest bedrooms downstairs, a robust bar that's almost like a full kitchen with a stone wine room, and our guests feel like they're in their own individual apartment. It's very private from the main floor. And then there are 2 bedrooms on the main floor with the master. We have a huge master closet and ensuite bath, and we have a bar on the main floor as well, 2 ice makers on each floor. It's a fabulous functional home for a family and for entertaining. We also have a fabulous media room with a 10-foot screen, and that's where we live every day. We actually have dinner in the evenings, and that's where we unwind and watch TV and movies until we go to sleep. Yeah, the living area downstairs is as big as it is on the main floor. And we have a pool table downstairs, and it's at the same level as the pool and the outdoor kitchen, the outdoor fireplace, and we have 12 TVs in the home. So there's plenty of TVs. We did it like a bar effect downstairs, where you have 3 TVs in the main family area, 1 at the bar, 1 in the living area, 1 by the pool table, and then you have the media room right off of the game room. So it's great for entertaining, and we have a lot of football parties here. The kitchen has a DCS 6-burner stove with a griddle. It has all commercial appliances, 48-inch refrigerator. The butler pantry has a 36-inch refrigerator. The kitchen's just a joy to cook in. It is a galley-style kitchen, and we have tons of cabinets with built-ins. It's a fabulous kitchen. I thought of everything.
We found this home for sale approximately 5 years ago. We had a home across the lake over near Terra Miranda that was taking a lot of effort to maintain, and this was really more house than we needed, but it was relatively new construction, and square footage-wise was more than we needed, but we had a large family, needed a lot of beds, and we were able to sleep a large weekend crowd, so it worked out. Well, the square footage is approximately 8,800 square feet, and we got 5.5 baths, and presently we have 9 bedrooms. It was built for 5 bedrooms, which is what you would have to say to sell it, but we found 4 additional places where we've made those into bedrooms as well. Well, on the very top floor is 2 bedrooms. One of the bedrooms faces the lake and has a balcony with a nice little breakfast table on the balcony and a great view. The other bedroom faces the common area, so it faces a lot of trees. Downstairs here, we have what's called the mother-in-law bedroom, and then the main bedroom. In the middle, we've got kitchen, nice gourmet kitchen with all the kitchen ovens and warming ovens and everything that you would need to cook for a lot of people. The master bath is very spacious with a very large shower, and then very large master closets. Downstairs is a really neat area for kids. It was originally designed as 2 bedrooms, but in the huge storage area that was built in there, we turned that into a kind of a kids area with 3 bedrooms. Adjacent to that area is a media room that will sit 16 people, 80-inch screen TV. Being on the water is very relaxing for me, or just looking at the water is relaxing. So yeah, it's the calming effect of water and the surrounding environment that makes it so attractive.
Well, that's it for this edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. Thanks for watching. I'm Christy Wallace, and I hope to see you next week as we cover more about the people, places, and happenings all around Grand.
MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to be able to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are MidAmerica Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and MidAmerica and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Also by
every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive you.
And by viewers and members like you.